Hello, hello. Welcome back to another module from Million Dollar Copy. In this module, I'm going to show you how to close a deal in 8 steps. This formula will help you close virtually any sale. And remember, this 8-step formula, de-closing. There are 3 sections to this formula. The first section is the deal. The second section is the client. And the last section is the close. The first step is D, which stands for deal. You first need a deal, which we've covered in Module 1, lead generation strategies. The next challenge is to get the prospect to take action and actually engage with you. The next part is with the assumption that you've secured a meeting with your lead. The second section, also referred to as CLO, is where you engage with a lead or prospect. This is the part where you interact with the client and listen to what their wants and needs are. Don't immediately propose your cost of services because you don't want to be seen as a money-minded person or money-grubbing or greedy. Remember, through listening to your clients, you'll get the necessary information to help you closing the deal. So bring a pen and a paper to the meeting to take down notes. This helps you to spot opportunities to sell your copywriting services at the right time, but definitely not at the beginning. The third section is known as the sing, S-I-N-G. This is the time that you, quote, sing your worth to your leads and clients. Before you sell your company or services, you first need to sell yourself. Know your value well. And speak with conviction of your ability and of your services and the ability of your services to solve your client's problem. There are 3 main ways to secure and convert your potential prospects into clients. The first method is called the decoy effect. When people are faced with a third choice of a strategically priced decoy, they're more likely to choose the less or the mid-expensive of the other options. Here's how it works. When you have 2 options, clients are coaxed to make a decision. They can choose the one option for less money or the other option for more money. It can be perceived as a tough decision. They want more quality but don't want to spend more money. So what do? Enter the decoy effect. The decoy effect pricing involves adding a third option, the decoy. It's priced closer to the more expensive option, suggesting that the more expensive option is actually better. This means you can use this in your business by setting up different packages for your copywriting service. After listening to your potential clients' needs and wants, you can then customize a package for them. For example, a basic package might cost $5,000. Then come up with 2 more packages with other services you can offer. Now, it's not to say make up random packages or fluff for that matter. Your next 2 packages proposed need to add value and help to achieve the client's goal at 2 or 3 times more than what they asked for. So how do you come up with what to include in those packages? Well, obviously, listen to the client's needs and wants. Both packages are at different prices and more expensive than the basic package, but the services should be an extension and add higher value compared to the basic package. Before you present all 3 packages, first set the context. Tell your prospect you've listened and analyzed their needs and wants, and you'd like to present 3 solutions to help achieve their business goal with 2 options of potentially doubling or tripling up their results. And then you move on to the pitch. And here's what happens when you present all 3 packages. By its own, that $5,000 package looks pretty expensive. However, when you put 2 more packages, with one at $10,000 and the other at $15,000, the first package of $5,000 now seems more acceptable and, in fact, reasonably priced. Why? Because a comparison happened. Use this psychology to your advantage. The second method is the rule of reciprocity. By virtue of the rule of reciprocity, people feel obligated to repay favors and gifts in the future. How this can help you to get more business is to provide free service to selected leads and ask for a video testimonial in return, which can be placed on your website and serve as social proof for the results of your services. You want to get video testimonials because they're more convincing and engaging compared to written testimonials. In the video testimonial, you get to see the expressions, emotion, and authenticity of the person giving the testimonial. Therefore, the convincing power is higher. Do be careful, though, on giving too much away and know when to draw the line to avoid the situation of being taken advantage of by clients who ask too much. The third way is to utilize scarcity and ask your prospects to act now to close the deal immediately. Scarcity is the state of being scarce or in short supply. Psychologically speaking, we place a higher perceived value on an object that's scarce or limited in nature and a lower perceived value on those things that are more abundant because they're always there and we can take them for granted safely. The thought of wanting something we can't have drives us to desire that object even more. So how can you apply this in your business? One way is to set up a seasonal promotion for your services and publicize it by sending emails to your prospects. When you're more established, you'll be in a better position to state you only have a couple of slots left in your work schedule. Therefore, your leads or clients will need to make a decision soon before those slots are taken up. The reason for this is so leads and clients don't take up too much time in deciding, as of course it interrupts not only with your productivity, but also your cash flow. You could also consider rewarding those who are fast action takers, who engage with your services on the spot or within a short period of time. You can reward them by offering a lower price or add in some additional bonuses. If you offer them a lower price, don't label it as a discount, as the term discount lowers the perceived value of your services overall. Instead, label it as a reward for taking quick action. What you'll notice is your leads and clients are being educated to act fast and trained to act when you ask them to. And if they pass the due date that you've set, of course, you need to stick to your guns and raise the price again. If you don't, they will know the next time you deploy a scarcity tactic, it's just for show. When attending meetings with the client, remember first impressions count. I'm not saying you should dress in a tuxedo or anything, but a good rule of thumb is to dress decently and appropriately. Include body language to show you're confident and you're open to suggestions and ideas. Small talk like asking questions to find mutual interest is a good way to keep the overall conversation going. Next, influence your lead to put their trust into your services. Instead of fees or price, rephrase these words as the cost of investment. And it's true. Your service is an investment, which generates sales and covers back the investment cost in the long run. Fees and price gives the perception that it's costing them something they can't get back. Be authoritative and offer opinions and suggestions. People are more likely to follow a suggestion or recommendation from someone they consider an authority on the topic. Not many people would question a domain authority, especially in a face-to-face conversation. Therefore, in order to influence your prospect, you must appear as an authority figure or a guru to them in the field of copywriting. Suggest methods, frameworks, tips, and other tricks which will help grow their business, and do it without expecting anything in return. You want to use this opportunity to demonstrate your worth and value to your leads and clients. And of course, as you're suggesting this, you can cleverly slot in examples of how your services add value and solve their business problem. Ask questions about their business to help them develop the genuine sense that you care and you're interested in their business. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. Once the prospect agrees with the deal, formulate a plan to negotiate for payment. Here, you negotiate the terms of payment. You want to have at least 50% upfront payment or other benefits such as profit sharing at a certain percentage from the sales generated as a result of your sales copy. It's important to request for upfront payment because you might be working with someone you don't really know for the first time, and there's little to no trust between you and the new client just yet. This can prevent you from getting burned, and clients who pay for an upfront payment are far less likely to pull out from doing business with you halfway through the deal. Upfront payment also keeps the cash flow moving, and again, cash flow is king. If you're a freelancer, your income may not be stable all the time. Sometimes leads or clients may cringe at the word of upfront payment, so maybe just rephrase it to the word commitment before the work starts. Here are 7 steps to close the deal effectively. Step 1. Help the lead or client unlearn previous bad experiences. Everyone will have had at least one bad experience with a copywriter, and your job is to convince them that you are different. Number 2. Respect your client by accepting opinions and having an open discussion with them. Number 3. Sell benefits. Sell yourself, then sell your company, and you must first convince yourself that your service can solve their problem. Step 4. Read buying signals by analyzing the client's company financial status and observing the client during your pitch. Interest is typically demonstrated when they lean forward to listen closely and when they ask questions. Number 5. Create a sense of urgency. Get prospects to act on this, and it can be done by having limited seasonal offers or buying before the price increases. Number 6. Handling clients' remorse. Clients who've made an expensive purchase in the past are more likely to experience buyer's remorse if the results they were delivered did not meet their expectations. And of course, if this happens, they'll feel as if they've been cheated. To mitigate this effect in your pitches, consistently deliver on the quality you promise. This strengthens the feeling that they've made the right choice and increases the likelihood of a repeat purchase in the future. And number 7, follow up. Send emails and calls to keep track of your client's business performance and suggest little ways for improvement. If you want to close as many sales as possible, one size does not fit all. Here are 5 different closing techniques you can use for your future sales. Number 1, the assumptive close. This technique is used as if the prospect has already made their decision. Turn the focus of the conversation towards the next series of questions, such as, how many do they want? When do they want it? Or even something like, would you like to make payment in cash, card, or check? Technique number 2, sell your services with love. Use this technique to show your prospect that you're passionate in the work you do. Salespeople with the highest energy win. Energy comes in the form of enthusiasm and actions. Number 3, the Ben Franklin close, also called the balance sheet close. Use this technique to list the pros and cons of doing business with you and ensure that the list of pros is longer than the cons. Technique number 4, the hard to get close. Use this technique to convince your prospect there's a limited time to your discount or promotion, and it's on a first come, first served basis. Reward prospects that act fast to do business with you. And number 5, the little mistake versus big mistake close. Use this technique to emphasize not doing business with you is a big mistake. The prospect is given a choice where the downside risk is so high that the only logical decision is to do business with you. Otherwise, their business will be at high risk. After you've sealed the deal, the final part of the formula is gain. This happens once full payment is received. Following the purchasing process, the sale doesn't end after payment. There are 3 steps you need to do after closing the sale. Number 1, establish a timeline for the purchase. When to receive payment, if it's a payment scheme, and when your services will start. Number 2, follow up with the timeline closely to make sure everything is going as planned. Reminders for payment need to be done to ensure the client follows the purchasing process, and then you close the deal within the agreed timeline. Number 3, keep in mind, the sale doesn't end after payment is received. That's just when it starts.